Hi, my name is Jay Barabee, and I am one of the owners of HomeVault Property Management. And you're probably asking yourself, when should I hire a property manager? And maybe when don't I need a property manager? And that's what we're going to cover in this video. We'll hit on 4 identifiers of when you should and when you shouldn't. But generally speaking, you should hire a property manager if you don't have the time, know-how, ability, or quite frankly, any interest in managing a rental property. So the first thing is if you live out of state. If you own a property and you live out of state, being an absentee owner is scary, risky. It's hard to keep good vendors. And what can happen is the maintenance on the property and the integrity of the property could go down very quickly. A lot of bad things can happen if you live out of state and you don't have good eyes on the ground. Number 2, if you have limited time, and let's be honest, we all do. We all have limited time. That is our only limited resource. And if you want to be doing other things with your time rather than managing a property as a hobby or just trying to save a few dollars, you do not want to manage your own property if you have limited time. Number 3, you are an investor and you have several properties. You should definitely hire because if you have a lot of properties, being a landlord can turn into a full-time job very quickly. So by having a good qualified property manager to manage those properties for you, it can reduce that overwhelm and give you time back for your life. And then number 4 of why you should hire a property manager is if you're not interested in any hands-on management. I mean, there's a lot of work going into coordinating maintenance, negotiating the best rates through vendors. If there's communication back and forth with you and the tenant and collecting rent, and then possibly even that scary word eviction sometimes, because guess what? Life happens. I mean, bad things happen to even good tenants. So you need to hire a property manager if you fall into one of those categories. Now, when you should not hire a property manager. So here's some of the disadvantages to consider before you decide whether or not to hire a property manager. Number 1, you don't want to or can't invest in maintenance and repairs. So often your new property manager will recommend repairing or refurbishing your rental before a new tenant begins. And sometimes you may even disagree because you remember that the house is still in decent shape, right? Well, not really. Experienced property managers, they know very well that what the repairs are needed and what needs to be done in order to save you money in the long run. Now, number 2, if you are a DIY handyman. If you're a DIY handyman, you're a born handyman, you love doing it, tons of experience in maintenance and repairs, and you won't let someone else do it for you. If you are that person and you identify as such, then managing the property makes the most sense for you. Most property managers, we have clear procedures and an entire network of licensed vendors that are going to take care of the maintenance. And in order to make sure that the work corresponds to their standards, they will have a hard time allowing you to perform maintenance on the property yourself. Number 3, you're emotionally attached to the property. Maybe you inherited the property from someone dear to you, or it's your childhood home. Well, regardless of the history, you are emotionally attached to it, and it's totally understandable. A property manager is going to have a rough time juggling between their mission to take care of one of your most valuable assets and keeping it profitable and refurbished. It's going to be very difficult to do that when you are too emotionally attached to the property. And number 4, being a landlord is your full-time job. So if you own 1 or more properties and being a landlord is your full-time or main job, you allocate time to your tenants' needs, have a network of vendors you rely on, live close by, you're well-versed in all aspects of property management, and take pleasure in managing your portfolio alone. If you are a successful full-time landlord, then it does not make much sense to hire a property manager. So these are the different reasons why you should hire or shouldn't hire a property manager. And we hope you consider them and make the best decision for you. Thanks for your time.